The ending of My Hero Academia continues, and it's another dialogue-heavy one. 427 is titled, Who Was Shigaraki? Before we start, are you guys enjoying these epilogue chapters, or is there like My Hero fatigue out there? Let me know down below. Thanks to Rikasu for the translations, let's get into it. The chapter starts off with a TV program called Who Was Shigaraki, as we see several random interviews with several people simply calling him a murderer, and we also get to see the wreckage that Shigaraki caused. Deku is sitting in front of Spinner as the doctor explains that all the quirks that Spinner got were slowly turning him into a Nomu, but they've been able to stop the process. That's when Spinner asks Deku what a murderer like him is doing there. And this is a great opportunity for Horikoshi to show us that although we might be doing things for the greater good, there's always going to be people that disagree with us. Deku tells Spinner that he won't deny the fact that he is a murderer, but that he's there to deliver Shigaraki's final message. Hey, real quick, to the person that commented on my last spoiler video that this would happen, you got it right down to the fact that it was coming up next. That's crazy. But anyways, back to the chapter. Deku reveals the message. Tomura Shigaraki fought until the very end to destroy. Deku confirms with Spinner that this is his real final message, and Spinner smiles. He tells Deku that Shiggy was his hope. We learn that the more Spinner despairs, the more his body grows. Real quick guys, if you're enjoying this video or any of my content, feel free to like and subscribe. We are trying to grow the channel and every little bit helps. Thank you. Spinner starts reflecting with Deku on the fact that because he was a heteromorph, he always faced prejudice and people shunned him, but not Shiggy. Shiggy allowed him to dream and to smile. And that's when the doctor starts telling Deku that they need to stop and that they have to intervene. But Deku shuts that down, telling them not to come any closer. Homie just puts up his hand like a real G and says, not today. Deku looks at Spinner and tells him how Shiggy wanted to be a hero to them. The League was always inside of Shiggy's heart, and because of that, Spinner must have been really important to him because he wanted this message passed solely to Spinner. Spinner thinks back to all the past moments that led them to where they are now, including how if he had made a different choice in the cave, things could have turned out another way. He could have saved his friend, his hero. The TV says another Shigaraki could be out there, which, call it cope, but I still think Hori is setting something big up with all of this, and Spinner tells Deku that the heroes will keep fighting and forget the League as they continue to smile. He won't let that happen, because he's going to write a book about the symbol of fear, Shigaraki. Spinner tells Deku the past never dies. More setup in my opinion, and that he'll continue what Shigaraki started. But Deku tells him he should write a comic book instead. Hold up, is Spinner the narrator confirmed? Anyways, Deku says he'll never forget Shigaraki as long as he lives. Spinner tells Deku to tell Octopus to do his best, and Deku leaves, meeting up with All Might and Tsukaushi as the latter explains what happened to Overhaul. Shisaki was arrested again and his boss went to visit him. Even though he had been in a coma, the boss's support items had allowed him to come out of it. He explains to Overhaul how disappointed he is in him and that the organization doesn't exist anymore. He points out that this is what happens when people stray from humanity, and that Overhaul shouldn't be crying and apologizing to him. He owes that to Eri. By the way, is the boss's granddaughter, in case anybody forgot. As Overhaul is down in the depths, the boss lets him know that even with all the bad, he will stay by his side to make sure that he apologizes and makes up for all his past mistakes until the day he dies. Basically, he's gonna be riding that ass. Deku thanks Tsukaushi and he explains that this is the only way that it could work, as he didn't want to make Eri relive her trauma, so I'm guessing they're talking about getting the boss out of the coma. I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, that conversation wraps up and All Might tells Deku that he has to go back to school to greet the first years. Deku explains that the hero courses have a few more activities this year, so they're hardly gonna see each other. And the last page is Deku seeing Todoroki and Bakugo getting fangirled over, as he's in shock and our boy Mineta is envious, of course. And that's it for this week's chapter. We get the final break of the series next week. What did you guys think about the chapter? I thought the conversation with Spinner and Deku was really handled well, and I cannot wait until we get the official release to really dissect what's going on. Overall, I would say it's pretty good. These epilogue chapters have been a bit of a slow burn, but still really enjoyable. It was awesome seeing Overhaul get his ass chewed, and I am sad that we get our last break next week, but that's okay because believe it or not, this chapter is rife with theory theory video ideas for me, so look for that next week. Anyways, see you next time. Bye.